Wake up. Ebro in the morning with Laura Stiles and Rosenberg.
You shouldn't be saying that on the air.
Kris Jenner had a birthday party. Mad celebrities showed up, and now the whole world's unraveling. As if... Like, you can't even just show up to parties anymore.
Well, listen, the way that it was being framed by, super progressive vloggers and content people was, oh, you want to hang out with the oligarchs. Bezos cozies up to Trump. Bezos is this, Bezos is that. Now here you are there. So, I see how they're able to do the math on it. But my question, Laura, when I watch this one video of this guy who, does all this kind of celeb drama stuff and calling these people out, you really say no?
Well,
you're really not going?
Well, there's two parts here for me. There's the part where if you are a leader of a business in the United States of America, you have to work with politicians, whether you get along with them or not. You got to play the game. So set that aside. So if you're, I don't particularly like Jeff Bezos. I don't know what his politics are. I don't know nothing about him. But I do know that CEOs of big companies are trying to protect their stock prices. They're trying to protect their cost of goods. They are running a business. It is not a charity. It is not just some give back. They are trying to make money, a lot of it. Now, how they're regulated and how they have to pay taxes, that depends on us as voters being active and holding that accountable and getting the right people in there to try to make that happen. So let's set that aside. You get invited to a party at a nice place with people you like. There's going to be people there you don't like or don't care to like. And if you're a celebrity, somebody might take a picture of you standing next to somebody you don't like. Don't know. Don't know their background. Don't know what they do in their private life.
Yeah, but the question is, should someone who we think knows better just say, I don't want to go hang out with all these people who are just filthy rich for the sake of being filthy rich? I'm going to just say, I can't make it. I don't need to go.
I don't think it's the filthy rich part. I think it's the alliances, the donations that were publicly made. You know what I mean?
So did Bezos...
tell me what you mean by that, Laura.
Yeah, did Bezos give a lot of money to Trump?
Yes.
Oh, got it.
So that was the thing. People were mad at Oprah for showing up. Were any of the Trumps there?
I don't know.
I would think Ivanka might have gotten invited.
Yeah, because she's
been hanging out
close to them. So, people were mad at Beyonce for showing up. They were still mad at her for sitting at the same table with Jared Kushner.
And Ivanka at the thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, guess what? I don't know. I'm too inside baseball. You're going to be mad about these rich people. Because when you get to a certain economic bracket in this country or any country in the world, you are going to be around and doing business with people you're not politically aligned with.
Yeah, and
that aside, I've been in places where I've been in pictures with people I don't necessarily like because they were like, here, take a picture. And I'm like, That
happens too.
And Laura, guess what? You've been at events with people that you would likely despise politically.
Yeah. That's happened too.
That's just, but it's internet fodder. I don't really know if it's just stuff for people to talk about. Because what are we gonna act like we are not supportive of a lot of things that Oprah has done? She's gonna do some things we don't like. She's done a lot of things I don't like.
A lot? I'm pushing back.
No, she's done a lot of things I don't like.
A lot? What are the? Am I missing out? Am I forgetting?
I just never ever enjoyed how she, the narrative she put around hip hop. Never enjoyed it. Never was there for it. I was really never
super anti hip hop.
She wasn't pro, but also she's 70. So why would she be?
Remember then it was the Hawaii thing too.
The Hawaii thing was nasty. There's been several things, but once again, that doesn't mean I dislike Oprah. We just don't. There's things I don't like.
Yeah.
There's things I don't like about my own family members, y'all. Why do we act like these celebrities are somehow not allowed to? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's. I think it's twofold. One sense, you have people who just want to hate on big names like Beyonce, and then you also have the people who love them so much that they want them to be perfect. And when it turns out that they're not exactly perfect, you know, that like the Cowboy Carter experience was so aggressively intentional about her feelings on racism. And the fact that the world we're living in now is putting out horrible messages. That then, if you're then at the table with Ivanka Trump, it's like, but how? How could you be right there next to the ones doing it?
Because we want their money to go towards the things that we want to do.
No, there are people who still aren't going to like that.
That's right. And by the way, they're not supposed to like it. That's healthy. Like we're not supposed to like everything. We're supposed to push back. We're supposed to critique. We're supposed to say some stuff is trash. That's how we keep things that's how we keep levity, I think. Like, you're not supposed to like everything Beyonce does, guys. Sorry. You're not. I know it's heartbreaking. You're not. You're not going to agree, man.
I'm trying to think of who the celebrity would be who we have the least asterisks with. Where you're like, nah, I really never had one problem with anything they ever did. I'd say Rihanna's been pretty great. I will say that. I'm not trying to start a whole Navy thing. This is not a Navy beehive thing. But Rihanna stays out of the way a lot.
Rihanna does stay out of the way a lot.
She stays out the way.
Yeah.
She's a billionaire, but she stays out of the way. She's not always hobnobbing with the other billionaires. But Rihanna also doesn't stand on as much either. She stands on some things, but her music isn't always like Beyonce's music stands on things.
Yep.
She had a whole concert.
You know what I'm saying? So everyone has
people had a problem with Rihanna canoodling with was it Prince Harry or whatever, or one of them people down there. One of them royals came down to Barbados, and she was doing. People were like, "Why are you these colonizers?" And da 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 da. That was the thing.
Oh, I don't remember that. She welcomed them.
Yeah. She's an ambassador for the country, and the country.
And she didn't tell one of the princes
to go. Middle finger, y'all owe us reparations. Hold that.
Prince Williams. She didn't tell Prince Williams, yo, F out of here, Prince William.
Yeah.
But I mean, think about the people we love most. Always have a big asterisk. It's one of the reasons, that people love Obama so much. Is Obama, while he has his political shortcomings, like everyone does, he doesn't have like the personal controversies that make us.
He wore a tan suit.
No, that suit though.
And by the way, on the Obama thing, he was deporting mad people and bombing children and whoever in the Middle East with drones and okaying the da-da-da-da-da-da. Obama got it too, bro.
That's just called being president of the United States.
We know that, but that's not the discussion we're having. We're having a discussion about all of these famous people who are revered in some ways. You can find there's going to be something that pisses you off. Beyonce went to Jeff Bezos' house.
She sat
for
with
a birthday party with Kris
Ivanka.
Jenner. She sat with Ivanka at a fundraiser where they was raising money, by the way, to change incarceration laws. Guess who you have to work with to change incarceration laws? People you don't like. The private prison industry, which, by the way, while we're doing all this complaining about celebrities, did you know the prison population had declined like 25% over the last few years?
Yeah, I saw that.
And the private prison industry was losing a bunch of money. And you know what ratcheted their money up?
ICE?
Bow. Your tax dollars going to a department to go arrest people and put them in private prisons.
You know who I actually heard say something interesting on that subject? You're not going to believe that I'm saying said something interesting in this person in the same sentence.
Let's go.
Curtis Sliwa.
There you go.
See?
Curtis Sliwa.
He was asked about it, and he said, what are you going to do about ICE in New York? This was right at the end of the election. And he was basically saying, well, if they're getting the, quote, worst of the worst, then we could support that. He said, but I'm hearing from former guardian angels who are now ICE officers that they're all overwhelmed because of the quotas they're being given.
See?
So they're getting forced to just snatch people up who they know they shouldn't be snatching up.
Once again, Curtis Sliwa, I use the word celebrity loosely, but local celebrity.
Got some good in there.
There's some good in there.
No, there is. There's some good in there.
But that's the world we live in. There's going to be people where are we at on Marjorie Taylor Greene and Tucker Carlson?
We love.
And
No, wait.
Candace Owens.
Don't put them the same.
God.
Don't put Marjorie in the same category as Tucker Carlson and Candace Owens anymore. Marjorie stepped out into it. She's in a new space.
And I got to remind you, it's not that Candace Owens and Tucker and Marjorie Taylor Greene have somehow come to some new realizations that haven't been presented to them. They're just finally agreeing with us. We're not agreeing with them. Remember that. They're agreeing with us on some.
Yeah, but
And it's like on one issue or maybe
some
two.
things.
Yeah, but I'm not going to include Marjorie Taylor Greene with Tucker Carlson because Tucker Carlson still sat down with Nick Fuentes last week.
That's right.
So he's deep still in the Hail Hitler. He's not.
course.
He's all the way
Come
there
on.
still.
But simultaneously, for some, he's also very anti giving our tax dollars to Israel.
Oh, really? He's anti-giving money to the Jewish state? The guy who hates Jews. You don't say. That lines up easy. That works. Marjorie Taylor Greene, I'll give a little bit more credit to this face turn, as we call it in wrestling. Because she's really going all the way out there with the, criticism of Trump, and now he finally starting to line her up. He talked about her for the first time the other day. So I don't know what happened to her. She used to be very good, man.
Look, celebrities are just humans who are famous, bro.
Oh, we got someone on the line who disagrees with us.
About what? Celebrities are just humans who are famous, and there's going to be things you don't like about them?
No, slightly different than that.
Let's talk to him.
Line one, let's go.
So listen, Ebro, I respect your framing in terms of introducing the conversation, but the actions of these billionaire celebrities, these black and brown bourgeoisie celebrities, are not doing anything to lift up our people. Like, Jay-Z destroyed downtown Brooklyn. He's part of that. So you can't say that they don't have a role in how black and brown people are experiencing this country. They have a significant role. And
Well,
that
I
role
don't think anybody's. I don't think that's even what we're debating. That's not even what we're having a conversation about. We're actually agreeing with you. Like the idea that you would expect a celebrity who is making money to be completely aligned with your initiatives is the problem.
Yeah, but Javier is saying it's not just about being aligned with initiatives. Some are actually doing bad in his view.
Some are doing harm, bro. Some are doing harm.
But in the Jay-Z scenario, which everybody likes to bring up, Jay-Z is a businessman. He's doing business. He also used to but he also used to sell crack. He also used to sell crack, guys. There's people that.
So then why do we lift up? So then, using that example,
exactly. But by the way,
the person should matter more than
right. But by the way, as we celebrate rappers who also had nefarious things in their past, there's plenty of them, right? Because we like their records and we root for them when they're trying to overcome the scenarios that were put in front of them, and they opted into doing things to try to make as much money as possible. Once they make it out of that and they continue to do business that is about business, now we have a problem.
You don't think though that there's a little bit of a tremendous disconnect with time when we celebrate these billionaires the way that we celebrate them. They're not supposed to be celebrated. We were cheering on all these billionaires that came out of our musical, genres, but then that genre continues to harm us. So they're not doing anything to change the genre. They're making money off of our back.
You're absolutely correct.
On anything.
And I'm not disagreeing with you. But it is the reality. People are not going to stop liking their music. It's not.
But we're in the last stage. Can you reflect on this? We are in the last stages of Western capitalism. We are not going to experience the dollar in 5 to 10 years. They're going to introduce digital currencies and all that. So we, as a community, have to pivot away from gossiping about celebrities. We also have to pivot away from celebrating those celebrities who have done harm and will participate in the destruction of our communities by participating in westernized capitalism.
Right, but you also, but Javier, you live in westernized capital. You live here. You pay taxes.
Of course.
You participate here. Your mere existence of tuning into this radio is participating in westernized capitalism. We are all in the same matrix. And so some individuals have taken upon themselves to say, look, if this is the game, I'm going to play to win. Some individuals have opted out. I have family members who are completely opted out from when I was a kid. They got rid of their social security number, they changed their name, and they completely opted out of the system. So we're going to really have this conversation. You can't mushy middle this.
Well,
I'm not. I'm just pushing because I can't argue against those who are doing the service of musical, playing music and having commentary like y'all are doing. I appreciate that. But I just think
this whole conversation, Javier, is about the reality that people idolize celebrities too much and expect them to perfectly align with their initiatives. And when they don't, there's this attack online like they were supposed to somehow be, your savior.
No. But they're positioned by westernized capitalism like they are saviors. The black and brown communities, though, they are intentionally positioned as spokespeople and as representatives when they're really representatives of the corporate class.
Yes,
so
because remember mainstream, but Javier, mainstream media is just creating a narrative, sir. And if we fall for it, they're going to make money on it every single time.
Thanks, Javier.
We live in a capitalist society, y'all. It is about money, man. We're all enamored with money. We do news stories about who has the most money.
Oh, by the way, that's sort of relatively the obsession with the money part of it has gotten worse, though. That being a big part of the conversation, how much money each individual celebrity has gotten increasingly worse.
But remember, back in the 80s, Robin Leach, Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous. That's always been there, guys.
Yeah, that there was a thing there from a distance. The celebrating of the royal family. We celebrate a royal family from another country that allegedly we were supposed to be cutting ties with. Because we didn't want to be tied to royalty and have kings over here. But every damn news cycle, damn near, a few times a season, we're talking about the royal family. Yeah.
Like, we're all in it. We're all in the machine. So, if you're in the machine, and this is something me and Shani always argue about with voting, you're in the machine. Use the tools in front of you to better your life in the machine or opt out of the machine. Don't wait for the machine like it's going to somehow come do some service for you. It's not. It's going to eat you alive.
But I think Javier's point was just because we're all part of the machine and just because some people choose to then within that machine do business and dominate doesn't mean those people are not morally corrupt and should be held up in any way. That's what I think he's saying. He doesn't give them a pass just because they do business.
No, and what I'm saying is, Why all of a sudden, when you have individuals who have told you they're about money, are continuing to be about money, are you somehow surprised? That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I got you.
Because we act flabbergasted when people who always talk about money want to be about money.
But last thing on this, because we got to move on, but they do talk out of both sides of their mouth because they do make you feel this, but we're for the people and we're with you and we're going to make songs that are about this thing. And you're like, oh, word, I'm with you. And then you're like, oh, man, I spent $800 at their concert. Damn, those tickets were $2,500. Damn, they're a billionaire. I could barely afford to see them.
There you go.
So they do mess with us, too.
Because they are with you if you're aligned with them.
And you're forking over the money.
Yeah. Right. They are. If you can keep up, they're with you.
If not,
hey,
hit the button.